Time to be doing business at 9 here on ET Now. The stage is set. The stakes couldn't be higher. The cricketing world holding its breath. India and New Zealand gearing up for the Champions Trophy final, and this happens this Sunday itself. What a weekend it's going to be. A clash of contrasts. India riding high on a dominant campaign, and New Zealand, the ever-dangerous underdogs. They love punching above their weight. But if history has taught us anything, it's that when these two teams meet in ICC knockouts, you should expect the unexpected. Well, for New Zealand's coach, Gary Stead, he's already made it clear that India's spinners are the biggest threat. But does this team have the firepower it needs to counter them? And for India, will this be another clinical performance, or could nerves creep in on the big stage? Also, this may be one of the last ICC tournaments for Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, famously known together as Roko by their many fans. So going by Team India's performance in the Champions Trophy, India and fans have sent out this message to New Zealand clearly, Rok sako to rok lo, which is a great thumbs up to this duo. Well, we've got to break this down tonight, and we've got two of the sharpest minds in the game. Jamie Alter is joining us, a veteran cricket journalist, and Vedam Jaishankar is with us. He too is a sports journalist and an author. Great to have you. Welcome, gentlemen. Jamie, Vedam, here we are again. Another ICC final, another India versus New Zealand showdown. So what's the biggest storyline going into this final? Jamie.
Good to have you. Good to be here, guys. Thank you. Look, I mean, as you said, Vikram, expect the unexpected. Kind of odd to be standing here in Dubai and realizing that the two times that India and the Black Caps, or New Zealand as we call them, have met at ICC events, 25 years ago, it was the second time that this Champions Trophy was being played, and that day a brilliant 100 from Chris Cairns trumped another very fine 100 from Saurav Ganguly. And then 4 years ago, it was Kane Williamson's team that beat Virat Kohli's team in the inaugural WTC final. So strange on one hand that they've only met, as you said, I think they're also a very underrated team, New Zealand. Yes. Only two summit clashes, and both of them have gone to the, let's face it, the underdog or the unfancied team. Yes, this time around, you have to be wary of the Black Caps. But something that I've been saying whenever given a chance over the last 15, 16 days that I've been here in Dubai, hats off to the Black Caps. I believe they're the worthy competition to the Indian team.
Yes.
But something tells me it's going to be India this time around. It's not going to be a hat trick for the Black Caps against India in summit clashes at ICC events.
Let me ask Vedam how confident he feels. What's the biggest headline going into the final, Vedam? India has been dominant throughout the tournament. But what has been the single biggest factor behind their success, you think?
See, India have been remarkably efficient, and sparks of brilliance have come from all around. You know, at the same time, let's not forget that New Zealand is a very efficient team. Yes. Their brilliance has come in the field, especially from Glenn Phillips. But otherwise, it's a very efficient team, depending a lot on their batters to be again efficient again. You know, they are not very brilliant, but they are very efficient. Somebody like Kane Williamson or Rachit Ravindra and a whole lot of others, they have been that. And of course, their skipper, Satner, he has really been driving them, especially with his bowling. He's been bowling brilliantly. So a lot will depend on how India handles him. They shouldn't have been too arrogant about taking on the spin. But at the same time, let's not forget that the sparks of brilliance that we have seen from India has not come from just one or two players, but a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
From bowlers, from batsmen, and a whole lot of. So if you look at match winners, I think we have put together a lot more match winners than New Zealand have.
Right.
But again, at the same time, I caution that New Zealand is not to be underestimated because they too are a very efficient team. Not spectacular, but very efficient.
You know, it's all right to have been these match winners, but when it comes to the crunch, and that's when the team really needs to deliver. Like Jamie is saying, he feels it in his bones that India is going to do that. But this is also going to be India's fifth match, Jamie, at that same venue, that is Dubai. And that's where you are. The pitch has definitely slowed down. What do you think if India will bring back Harshit Rana in the 11? Or do you think they'll go with the same lineup? What do you think?
Vikram, I think if Mohammad Shami stays fit, and I've just watching him for the last 35, 40 minutes, he looked a bit stiff. But I think whenever we've seen Mohammad Shami in his latest comeback, he's often looked stiff, and it's had no bearing on how he's gone and bowled. That first match here against Bangladesh, the guy got 5 wickets. So I wouldn't read too much into that. But again, I mean, the same question that you asked me was asked twice to the assistant batting coach, Chitanshu Kotak, about an hour and a half ago.
Yes.
And he said, look, obviously, I'm not part of the inner circle that takes these calls, but I don't think we need to make any changes, you know, because Yes, it's the fifth match, and they've been, various tracks. No track, I think, has been repeated yet. But Vikram, by and large, these tracks are all the same. They're not viciously turning tracks, but they're slow, they're low, spin has a big say. I frankly don't see any need for change. But yes, Harshit Rana, to my mind, would come into the equation if for some reason Mohammad Shami pulls up a bit too stiff, 36 odd hours from now. Otherwise, the template has been set. I mean,
Yes.
Varun Chakravarti was kept under wraps. The moment they unleashed him against the same team who they'll be playing against, he gets 5 wickets. He's bowling very well in the nets as we speak. No need for me to, in my mind, to tinker with what's working. So as they
Yeah.
say, when something's not broken, why try to fix it? So I don't see personally any changes on Sunday.
Well, let's see. I mean, there is a definite mood check that we've done as far as the pitch in Dubai is concerned. The Indian team has been practicing there. And my colleague, Karishma, has sent us a ground report from there. So just let's watch this for a moment.
The Indian team is here, and you can see the kind of chants that are being made here because the players are just about to leave from the team bus that you see right here at the ICC Academy that has just stopped. And you can see the excitement amongst people, amongst children over here, and what they want to get a glimpse of the cricketers. So obviously a lot of excitement here amongst people. You can see the cheers now that the players are walking out. We can see Rohit Sharma here coming out. He's just waved to the fans. There is Ravindra Jadeja that we see right now. Hardik Pandya, of course. He's coming in here to sign the bats for these little kids. These are beautiful visuals right here when he is signing the caps and bats and, all these things for the fans. So obviously a huge, huge moment here for these little kids who want their bats signed by Hardik Pandya, and he is here spending time with his fans as well. There is Shubman Gill, there is Virat Kohli that is coming here, and he is also signing bats for the kids. This is what is, very, very special here, that Virat Kohli is spending time with his fans as well. And this is very special. What would you? And people want me to get their signatures because I have access but they don't have. I am fortunate for that, but I can't be doing that for everyone. I got you the Virat signature. What do you want to say? Thank you so much. I'm excited. Of course, I'm excited. So this is a fan who just got Virat Kohli's signature, and you can see here he's still signing bats. He's still giving signatures here. So excitement is very, very real when it comes to Virat Kohli. He has a smile on his face as well. This is very, very special here. The Indian flag over there at the ICC Academy flying very, very high. More and more cricketers also coming here at the ICC Academy. There are Kohli chants. Rishabh Pant has just walked in here. So obviously Kohli chants here at the ICC Academy. A huge number of Virat Kohli fans, Virat Kohli supporters here as well.
Well, the excitement is palpable, and while Karishma is kind of walking us through Virat Kohli signing for fans and all of that, I'm getting goosebump moments over here. Vedam, I'm sure you felt it too, because of course this is something that we have looked forward to. It's actually happening, but as far as New Zealand is concerned, they seem particularly focused on India's spin attack. Should that be the case? Is spin the real game changer over here, or is India's pace battery, you think, just as deadly?
Yeah, see, the spinners actually, India's spin thing is quite little intriguing because there are two guys who are actually very good batsmen, fielders, and bowlers. Of course, I'm referring to the Akshar Patel and Jadeja. So they are absolutely there. So who are the other guys? Somebody like Kuldeep Yadav is just thrown in, and he's a wicket taker. He's a mystery bowler. He's a wicket taker. And I say mystery bowler because they just can't read his wrist. The way whether he's bowling a top spinner or a googly or a leg spin. And what can I say about Varun Chakravarti? I mean, amazing. 5 wickets he's picked up. So if at all, like the earlier question that you asked about Harshit Rana, if he's going to come in, he has to come in at the expense of Varun Chakravarti. But can you drop Varun Chakravarti after he has picked up 5 wickets? And the other things also going. The outfield is a huge one. The wicket is a slow one. So the spinners come into play actually very early. So I don't think India will really change their setup at all. They will continue with four spinners and two seamers. And even the seamers where it's concerned, somebody like Pandya, he's a full-fledged all-rounder. He can bat, he can bowl, he can field. You can call upon him to do anything. So I think India is blessed with a whole lot of all-rounders, and that's going to be the key strength for India.
But talking
And
of whom, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, now they've been in stellar form. The finals can be a different beast. Who do you think will be India's key player? Under pressure, who do you think will perform, Jamie?
I'd have to say on form, it looks like Virat Kohli. We're still sort of waiting for that one. I'm not going to say defining Rohit Sharma knock because I think we've moved past that stage. Whatever time we have left to watch Rohit Sharma in a blue jersey, I think we should just hope that that he gets a 50 because he's not being able to cross the 25-30 mark. So let's hope that he does it. In what is to my mind going to be his last ICC tournament final.
Yeah.
But for form, for determination, just the way he's batted throughout this tournament, I think he's only failed once, Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
For me, hands down, it has to be Virat Kohli because this man has 51 hundreds in the one-day format. There's none like him when it comes to modern day cricket. So between the two, as much as I would love to see Rohit Sharma finally do something in this Champions Trophy, I'm saying put your money on Virat
But on
Kohli.
that, Jamie, there are so many records that could be broken in this final. Virat Kohli is 54 runs away from becoming the second highest run getter in ODI cricket. He's also just 5 runs away to become India's top scorer in finals of One Day International World Cup and Champions Trophy. Do you think those kind of records are likely to get broken in this final itself?
I think so, yes, because they're not massive, they're not massive numbers. It's not, I'm saying 54, I'm seeing 5, I'm seeing 47.
Yeah.
The way that Virat Kohli is battered in 3 out of 4 matches, this should be a snap of the fingers for a batsman of his class and experience.
Well, the underdogs, if you can call them that, but the Kiwis, Vedam, they've thrived on being underestimated. What makes them such a dangerous opponent in ICC knockouts, according to you?
See, for one, they are very efficient. You look at their batting, their bowling, and even their fielding. They are brilliant fielders. I mean, that Phillips, I don't think he's a human at all. I think he's come from some other planet and parked himself in Earth. He's an amazing fielder. But even if you take away Phillips, look at the others. Williamson, I mean, he must be pushing 30, 35. He is also fielding like a champion. Their fielding is outstanding. They're very efficient bowlers and batsmen. And in Rachit Ravindra, they've really got somebody who's a diamond, He's an absolute diamond. He may not have done well against India so far, but I wouldn't put it past him. He's got everything going for him. He's brilliant. And the Kiwis have always been efficient.
True.
That's one thing nobody can ever take away from them. They are efficient. They may not have the sparks of brilliance like some of the Indian players can have, but they'll always be absolutely efficient.
Let me take that across to Jamie as well. Jamie, with Kane Williamson's experience and Rachin Ravindra's ability to tackle spin, can New Zealand actually neutralize India's attack, you think?
Look, it's a genuine threat. We saw the only match that the Black Caps under Santner, and I think a word on him. The guy he's brilliant. He's also one of those underrated players we're talking about. The only match they've lost has been at this very ground, exactly a week ago or so ago against India. Now they've gone back to Pakistan. They've beaten South Africa handsomely. They're worthy finalists. I don't expect this Black Caps team, for reasons we've already discussed, to make the same mistakes they made in that match. They had India's top 3. Rohit Sharma, 11,000 runs. Shubman Gill, he's got a double century. He's India's leading batsman in this format for the last 5 years. Virat Kohli, 5,100s. All 3 of them were back inside 8 overs. India were 30 for 3. Then, as often happens with the best of teams, they let India recover from there, I don't think if it happens again, India again are 30 for 3, I don't expect New Zealand to let them get anywhere near the total that they got to last time. So I'm expecting a comeback. But like I said earlier when this chat began, I'm still saying it's India all the way to end 12 years of heartbeat.
We love the sound of that.
ODI tournaments.
We love the sound of that. But Vedam, New Zealand's pace attack also needs a mention. Matt Henry, the top wicket taker of the tournament, being overlooked in all this talk about India's spinners. Do you think that could happen?
Yeah, see, Matt Henry would definitely be there on the ball. But, let's not forget that Rohit Sharma also can rise to the occasion. Like in the previous World Cup, T20 World Cup, Virat Kohli did nothing of note. Suddenly in the final, he came good with the 76. So the big have it in them to really come good at the right time. And I feel Rohit Sharma, I mean, a lot of averages have to catch up with him, and especially on a big final. And if he's going to take Matt Henry, great. And he'll take him on. I have no doubt about it. He'll take him on. And if he can set it off, it will be great. So again, like I said, the Kiwis are very efficient medium pacers.
Sure.
They're not fast bowlers, they're medium pacers. And the Indian team will try to take them down, especially the openers. I expect even Shubman Gill to go hard at it.
Yeah.
How hard, we don't know. But like Jamie said earlier, the threat really has to come from Santner.
Go ahead. But I hate to ask this, but I just have to. India has faltered in ICC finals in recent years, Vedam. Do you think that mental block still lingers?
Yeah, we just won the T20 World Cup, So I don't know what we're talking about faltering.
Good to get that out of the way.
We have won more World Cups than the Kiwis. I don't think it's much of a thing. Everything has to fall in place.
Sure.
I mean, we don't have the record of, say, Australia.
Yeah.
But we take away Australia, we're the next best as far as records concerned.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need to worry too much about it. And, we are there, up there. And if it's not Australia we're playing the Kiwis. We should be able to take them on. We have the batting, we have the bowling, we have the fielders. And we have picked a team which are a side or 11 players who are ideal for these conditions.
Yeah.
Big outfield, slow pitch. I mean, they're ideal for these conditions. We are more used to playing in these conditions than the Kiwis are,
What do you think, Jamie? The Kiwis edged past India in the 2019 World Cup semis and one wonders and one hopes that history, of course, doesn't repeat itself, but do they have a psychological edge because of it?
No, they have an edge, and also let's not forget we're talking about tournament finals. It was 4 months ago they came and did what not even the most diehard Kiwi fan could have thought possible. They came to India and won 3 test matches in a row. That stands as the only 3-0 loss at home in the history of Indian cricket. To my mind, we talk about India's win at the Gabba 4 odd years ago. To my mind, the greatest overseas win for any team was Tom Latham's team coming to India and beating that Indian team, which all of us on websites and news channels, I can speak for myself, I was saying, it's going to be 3-0 India and they're going to seal their berth in the WTC final. What happened? 3 weeks later, India is out of the reckoning. So I'm not going to be that person who's going to be pompous and say that, there's going to be a walkover. I expect a much tougher Kiwi fight than we saw a week ago. But something tells me the way that India, and I understand they've not won the One Day World Cup now.
Yes.
They failed on November 19th. But India if I could use the word patent, they have patented what is required to win ODI matches. New Zealand, with all due respect, with all the greatness they have, when it comes to these big matches, and I know they've got a 9-5 advantage in these same matches against India.
Yeah.
But having watched this team now train 4 times, in the last 6-7 days, it's India to my mind all the way, with all due respect to the Black Caps.
That's fantastic. But listen, I've got to have these rapid-fire questions thrown at you, both Vedam and Jamie. You ready? Jamie, if India wins, who's most likely to be the player of the match?
Shubman Gill.
Vedam, if New Zealand wins, who's their match winner?
If New Zealand win, it has to be Santner if they win.
Jamie, one player from either side who could unexpectedly steal the spotlight this time.
Rohit Sharma.
Vedam, what's more likely, India dominating or New Zealand pulling off a last over thriller?
No, I think India will dominate.
Jamie, which team handles pressure better in ICC knockouts, India or New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Last ball scenario. Vedam, who do you think back to hitting the winning runs? Is it going to be Virat Kohli or Kane Williamson?
KL Rahul.
Well, one thing is for sure, this final has all the ingredients for a classic match. India is chasing history, New Zealand chasing another upset, and the cricketing world is in for a cracker of a contest. Jamie, Vedam, fantastic insights as always. Thank you for joining us. We'll find out soon enough who lifts that trophy. But until then, the debates will rage on. And of course, we'll keep rooting for India. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you after the final for all the post-match analysis as well. We hope to get that piece going. But cricket, it is a Friday, and we're looking forward to the weekend. It's going to be a glorious cricket weekend. All of us are going to be glued to TV screens, and we wish the men in blue all the very best, and we'll be rooting for them all through. I'm Vikram Oza from me and the team. Thank you. Enjoy the match. Bye-bye.